Ever get to the end of a tattoo and think, there's definitely something missing here, and then you spend a few more hours adding some random stuff to it, and you ruin it? If so, don't rage quit. Your eye is telling you the truth. Something is missing. You just don't know what to add. And almost every beginner tattoo hits this wall. So on this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple fixes on this design that I've taught to over 8,000 students to make your tattoo look truly complete. Quick thing before we dive in, if you would like me to review one of your next tattoos on these videos, there is a free submission form in the description. It takes 30 seconds to fill out. All right, so let's dive into the first thing that's making this piece look half done, and you'll see this one straight away. So in this piece, we've got lots of lines, but almost no edges. Now, don't get me wrong, the lines are actually half decent, but when you use lines to define every single form in a piece like this, instead of shading some of them in, it just looks unfinished. Take a look at the dice. Instead of having different shades on each face that it looks 3D, it's just lines that you wouldn't normally see, and they don't even look like cubes. They look more like flat hexagon stickers. The same problem shows up in a few other parts of the tattoo, so watch what happens when you actually let the shading do the work. All right, so you can see how instead of outlining all of the edges on the dice, I've put down 2 different shades on the front and the side, and left the top much closer to skin tone. That's because that's the part that catches the light. So now it actually looks 3D. I've also gotten rid of a bunch of lines on the suit so that the shading creates the edge instead of relying on a hard line. So the way that you get these sharp edges with shading is by putting a gray line instead of a black one at the edges of the dice. Then we pendulum shade each value in nice and slow to get consistent saturation on each face. That little gray line disappears, and now you've got a realistic cube instead of a flat shape. So the lesson to take away here is that rather than using flat lines to define every form of your piece, build some edges with shading, because that's what gives the design depth and brings it to life. Sweet, so now that we've got the edges sorted, the next fix is what separates a mediocre tattooer from one that actually knows what they're doing. Take a look at all of the shading in this tattoo. It's mostly mid and light tones, and that's why it looks faded. Apart from the $ on the money bag, there's almost no solid black anywhere, no contrast, no depth, and that's why the whole thing just looks flat. Now I'll throw a full value scale just in the corner here so you can see what I mean, and we can see that most of his dark tones are hovering around the middle of the value scale instead of further towards the black where they should be. So if you put this design on a person, it's gonna age 5 years within a month after it's just healed. Without true black in the suit, nothing's gonna pop out. So let's look at what happens when we fix that and use the entire value scale. So you can see that the dice punch forward, the cards fall back, and the whole piece is much clearer from a distance instead of everything blurring together. And the best part is, it's not that difficult to do. So let me show you the exact switch that I made to create all this extra depth. By fully saturating the suit with a light wash and removing all of the skin breaks, I pushed the values down. And no, this doesn't mean that you have to chew up the skin. If you use a 10-gauged curved mag, slow even passes, and consistent cross-hatching, the trauma stays minimal even though I'm saturating that entire area of the skin. Now that the suit is nice and black, it separates everything in the design and it stops it from camouflaging into the skin. I can clearly pick out the different elements. The dice and the money bag are pushed forward, the Monopoly guy falls behind them, and the cards are clearly in the background. So our main takeaway here is don't limit yourself to 1 or 2 different tones. Use the entire value scale so you can clearly have a back, middle, and foreground. Quick reminder, if you want your tattoo broken down like this, free review forms in the description, takes 30 seconds, drop your work in. All right, so now that we've got the form shaded and we're using the entire value scale, all that's left is the third and most subtle fix, and even some experienced artists will miss this. So it's the cards in the background, all right? They're not even shaded at all. Apart from the solid fills inside of the characters and the spade symbols, it's like the stencil never even left. This is the biggest thing that makes this design look unfinished. When you want to make something look super bright, you don't just throw an outline on it and call it a day, all right? And you definitely don't just pack it full of white and hope for the best, because that never looks good. The cheat code to remember is that bright values are only gonna pop when there's dark values around them to push them forward. So let's watch what happens when we throw some darker tones around these cards. Big difference. You see how the darker tones around the cards make them look brighter? We even put a little bit of mid-tone at the base of the cards so they tuck nicely behind the suit, which creates depth. We left a small skin break on the top edge of the suit so these 2 elements don't just merge together. We also brought in a light wash up from the base of the cards so the whole thing wasn't just skin tone. By adding those lighter tones, we make that skin tone look even brighter because we're using them more sparingly. Now let me show you exactly how to tattoo this. Notice how I'm barely shading the cards themselves. I'm whipping out a small amount of light wash at the top to help pull them forward, and a medium to light wash at the base to show that they sit behind the coat. But I have to be careful here because if I bring the medium wash up too high, then the cards will go too dark. Now, the easiest way for you to get these background fades is by using a large curve mag, because the soft edges make it much easier to blend, and then gradually build it up with light passes. And you want to be extremely careful not to go too deep, because then you have to extend the fade out in order to blend it, and the design becomes unbalanced. And then to get the pure black fades nice and soft, we use a mid-tone wash to fade it out to skin tone. By skipping a wash, you need less distance to fade this out, and you keep the background shading nice and compact. So when you're tattooing something bright like flames, bones, cards, etc., don't put all of your shading in the bright object itself, put it in the background and let the contrast make it look bright for you. All right, so there you go. There's 3 fixes to take any tattoo from looking unfinished to finished. First thing, build your edges with shading, not just lines. Second thing, use the full value scale. And the third thing, use your dark backgrounds to push your skin tones forward and make them look brighter. But here's the thing, these 3 fixes are just basically knowing where to put some extra shading in your piece. They ain't gonna help if your skin looks like a crime scene after you've just torn it up with your needles. You need to know how to apply the tones into the skin, not just where to put them. So watch this video next, where I break down exactly how to get your shading super smooth and consistent without ripping up the skin. Do this and your tattoos will start to look like they were done by a professional, not a level 69 tat wizard kitchen magician.